So you've finished all of your drawings. You now have a little Pokemon. What I'd like you to do is to start using some functions that we had a little bit of exposure to previously, but we might not remember. So what I want to do is I actually want to change the color of the Pokeball, okay? But I don't want to just do it at random or do it when you click. I want keys on the keyboard to have specific colors assigned to them. So when we press it, it changes to that color. So let's have a look at how we might do that. What we have at the moment is we have red up here. Now I want this red to change based on the keyboard inputs we do. So I want to look for the fill in here that fills with red. And because of my handy little comments here, we can see that this is what fills with red. Okay. So what I actually want to do is I want to create a variable. Okay. And to do that, I'm going to say let. I'm going to do color. Now, because of the way p5js works, we're not actually being able to set the value up here. Usually, if it was like an X position or something, we might do something like that. But p5js doesn't like that for colors. What we have to do is do let color up there, and then we do color equal to, and we paste, well, I had it in my clipboard already. Color equals to color. Now, I will note, I'm spelling it the Australian way, the proper way. They will spell it like Americans, the people who made p5js. So that's why this is bold and this is not. Maybe I've not chosen the best variable name, but it is what it is. So you may recognize that this is the same as what I put in my fill. And now if I change this to be color with a U, like it should be, and I press play, ta-da, it's the same. But if I were to change it to be this here, suddenly it's green. Interesting. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you something called a switch statement. Okay. So in our draw function, we're going to do, we're going to start with an if statement first. Key, I think it's key is pressed. Yeah. So this is going to check if there is a key being pressed. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use a switch statement, and we're going to switch on the value of key code. Switch key code. I'm going to open my curly brackets again, press enter. And now I can say case. And the case I want to say is, well, key code. Well, let's have a look at the help menu about what key code is going to give us, okay? Key code. A number system variable that contains a code of the last type text. Okay. So we're going to need to figure out what that is, or we could just use key. I think we're going to use key. So let's use key instead. So case, key, and I want maybe blue. Okay. Let's go with blue first. Okay. So what I've done here, I've got a switch thing. In here it says switch, and I want the value to switch on is going to be key. Case is going to be when the key is B for blue, I'm going to set color to be now RGB, so 00 and then 255. Okay. Now this is the really important part. I need to add a break here. Okay. And we're going to have case, I'm going to do G for green. Okay. Color 02550. Okay, break. Now, there's also a default, and this is, at least there should be a default. Yep, default code block. And this is going to be color equals color, and this was just going to be the red. Okay, we just want the classic Pokeball red, okay, as the default. Okay, now why it's complaining is beyond me. I suspect it's not very happy about That would be it. Mr. Walker being a silly. There we go. Okay, so what's happening here with the switch statement is it takes in whatever key is. So this is what key has been pressed. And it will check, is it B? Is it G? Okay, if it's neither of those, it'll run this. But if it is G, it will run this, which is setting the color to be green. If it's B, it'll do this. Okay, so it's a really easy way to make lots of different things happen without having to write a bunch of if or else if statements. Okay, so now if we press play and it's not happy, key is pressed, could not be called as a function. I suspect that's because it doesn't want to be a function, it just wants to be a variable. Okay, so the moment it's red. Let's click in there and see. Oh, look at that. I'm pressing B and it's gone blue. Green, it's green. And if I press R, it's red. B, if I press J, R just goes back to the red. Because I said that my default here, so any key that gets pressed that isn't G or B is going to give me just red. Okay? So I'd like you to have a go at implementing this in your code. If your code isn't laid out like this, you have two options. You can download my template or use my template, or you can reorganize your code yourself. And I want you to try and implement this switch statement in your own code. Okay?